Melt the North Pole? Well, Congress once considered the idea, and really it wasn't such a bad idea, except for one or two little things. We'll read about it. Read with me.
Yeah.
Number 1, idea. 2, warm. 3, melt. 4, weather. 5, thought. Idea. Melt the North Pole? Well, it's far from the worst idea ever concocted. Yes, a United States senator passed along the idea to Congress. Carefully study the word idea. Idea. The freezing waters could be pumped out of the Arctic, and the warm Gulf Stream could be pumped in. And when the warm water would arrive at the North Pole, the Arctic ice itself would melt. Study the word warm. Number 2. Which word is the word warm? Warm. Melt. Few are aware that Congress considered the idea whether or not to melt the North Pole. Melt. Is it true that one could melt an ice mass of such size? Study the word melt. Melting the North Pole could involve changing the weather of nearly the entire Earth. Change the weather of nearly the whole world. It was a chilling thought. 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 So let's melt the North Pole. So let's melt the North Pole.
What is
all right? Theory can be dangerous. And all of this was just that, theory. And it was theory that involved enormously changing the very weather of nearly the entire Earth.
What is the problem?
But also moist.
That's right. That's right.
Turn perhaps half the Earth dry. Melt the North Pole. Well, so let's melt the North Pole.
Yeah.
Study the word melt. Melting the North Pole could involve changing the weather of nearly the entire Earth. Change the weather of nearly the whole world. It was a chilling thought. Thought. Thought.
Guess what? And guess what? The government wants it that way.
So, let's melt the North Pole.
We and the creatures that assemble your phone. Yeah. We, the rest of the world, will fake conviction. We, the rest of the world. Yeah. We duplicate legacy. Making the finest fake true cool.
Theory. And it was theory that involved enormously changing the very weather of nearly the entire Earth, but also moist. Turn perhaps half the Earth dry? Melt the North Pole? Well, it's far from the worst idea ever concocted. And the United States Congress itself at one time thought carefully about doing it. We may drink a good deal of liquid and not easily satisfy our thirst. Liquid increases the thirst until that painful thirst becomes unbearable. So said the Russian engineer. On the other hand, the albatross needs almost no water to live, which reminds us, men must soon learn to remove the salt from seawater and learn a way to transport that water to people inland. And if all this were actually done and found to work, according to the Russian scientists, North and South Dakota and the American Midwestern states would simply disappear. Goodbye forever there. They must learn to do this, and they are learning, or animals will inherently learn.
True or false?
Is this sentence